Hey everybody, Idiot Boomer here, fresh off my first 5 hours back in Bohemia with Henry and Sir Hans, living in a world of hurt. I won't do detailed coverage since I'm live streaming my playthrough, so if you want to come hang out while I stream or browse the sessions afterwards, you'll get more of my random reactions, ideas, and thoughts as they happen. But I want to give my overall general impressions here based on the amount that I have seen so far. So I'll start with the writing, since the larger share of the action in the first few hours is scene setting and set up for both returning players and new arrivals that didn't play the first game. So I guess the simplest thing to do is just say the writing. It's great. It's awesome sauce. Oh, okay. As for why, well, I get dropped into chaos right from the beginning. People are having trouble in some random castle somewhere. Some guy named Godwin gets called out to fight, and then he meets some other guy who's... Oh, Sir Hans, okay. Oh, Godwin, the priest from Ushitz, okay. Where's Henry? And then time passes and Sir Hans gets shot. No, really? Where is Henry? Why am I here? And then they resume the first game story with the clear understanding that we're a week ahead or so and it doesn't end very well. And for a while, it's nice to see old friends, Sir Hans and Henry, riding on their horses. It's so cool. It's like, oh, this is so nice. And that lasts for like 10 minutes until everything goes wrong. Now, in the first game, the start for me was devastating. Henry's parents were murdered, everything was destroyed, and it happened so fast. The writers and the artists and the animators made this beautiful place and time called Skalitz and put us in it and gave us a hug, and then immediately burned it all to hell. The story's tragedy was made even more shocking at how much was destroyed, not just in the story, but inside the game as well. But in the second game, it's more layered. Things go wrong, and then very wrong. And then loyal allies get killed. And then Henry and Sir Hans are also almost killed. And then even more bad things happen several times. So by the time Henry is released from the pillory and I'm released into the game with Henry under my control, I hardly even know where to begin. Trying to scrape a little cash together is both not too hard to figure out, but it's also not very easy. I found a free place to sleep in town, and just that little thing was a major victory. And I could see threads being spun. We're meant to level up before the wedding. There will be some amount of revenge to be had, but the game is not signaling how much satisfaction Henry will get by the end. There's clearly some love interests, but they aren't walking around with big floating balloons over their heads, so it's really hard to tell who is who. And that's good. I have a feeling that this will be one of those games where I'll be 50 hours in before the game is going to tell me, okay, now to the main part of the story. It's also good for me. So yeah, super engaging. The good times are sweet. The bad times are really bad. The breakup between Sir Hans and Henry is really well done. Again and again, the characters are written to behave realistically. Sir Hans clings to his stupid nobility in the belief that it insulates him against bad things and hard work. Albeit, who does that in real life? Like all of us, so yeah. The game also disguises a few inevitable choices. When Henry falls off the cliff in a fight and meets his father in the Shadowland, I was beside myself thinking that it could have been a winnable fight, and I was seriously contemplating starting a new game after I ended the stream, so I could see if I could beat that. And then I found out, no, it's just the reset point where Henry becomes level 2 again instead of when he left Rattay. So that was a very nice job. Also, I just loved that meeting with Henry's father. It was poignant in places, and yes, that hits me really hard. But what got me was when Henry asked, am I dead? And Dad says, no, not yet. And then he leans over with this goofy grin, and he jokes, but I am. I'm still laughing about that one. That was good. Okay. Graphics, very nice. I can't comment on the high end. My machine is on the dated side, so I'm running 1440 on medium settings. I could probably boost things up, but I don't mind. And honestly, I think it looks really good at that level already. And so Warhorse isn't punishing you if you don't have an RTX 8000 Ti Super. For me, the era of amazed gasps is kind of over when it comes to, landscape and that kind of thing. It's not like every game generation is twice as realistic because detail and realism were really good in the last generation too. But there were a few odd places where I noticed a major improvement, like the fire in the alchemy bench of all places. More complex flames, nicer coals, glowing embers. It suddenly just appeared to me that, oh, this is really good. Gameplay itself. Combat, from what I've seen, hasn't been much yet. It seems fine. It's different from the first version, but it's not totally different. Block and parry, riposte, you hit things, it's all there. It still has the feel of something better than just swing and hit, swing and miss. I haven't done much yet, but I get the feeling that some things have been made a little simpler and others more varied. We'll see. It'll take me a little while to get adjusted to the new way, but it doesn't make me frustrated or disappointed. I had a happy little moment when I started alchemy recipes and I discovered that potions were no longer a simple pass or fail. Now, errors will not always create a failure, they just create less potent versions. And Henry will make little critical comments about what went wrong. Well, I shouldn't have boiled it too long. These herbs weren't fresh, and so on. Now, I've mentioned before that I like to do crafting, and I thought the version in this game got it right again. It's easy if you pay attention, and now they've added incentives for you to pay attention. So perks in this game seem to be better. I like them better anyway. Less you have an advantage in this, but you're worse at that, and more just outright advantages. Both ways will have their fans, but I don't often play polarized characters with maximized stats in only a few areas. So if you tell me I'll get a speech bonus for nobles, but I'll lose it for commoners, then I will often choose C, none of the above. As with the first game, there are lots of skills and attributes and perks to be assigned. That's not for everyone, but I like it. I feel like it gives me lots to do with editing my character. Maps. Not much experience with it yet, but I do note that in the little town that I'm starting in, none of the stores have icons on the map. They do have signs outside of their buildings, but not on the map. And this is one of those inconveniences that I don't mind, even though I'm lazy and I would rather use the crutch on the map. That's okay. Henry's map wouldn't have that stuff either on it, just marked. And it does feel kind of cheap to have the little question mark saying, oh yeah, there's something here, but you have to get within 50 meters before we'll tell you what it is. So, good enough. I'm ready to dive right in again and keep going. I really need to see how it all turns out, and I really need to be able to tear at least one revenge card in half. If not with that bald asshole, then please at least give me a shot at Istvan Toth, okay? Come hang out for a live stream if you've got some extra time for me to waste. And either way, I'll update you here now and then as I get time. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.